These are passages drawn from the text of Passageways by Kim Schaefer. They are recited for you here by the author. This passage is entitled Perfection. There is a temptation to attempt perfection of oneself. This leads to expecting perfection and to being critical of oneself and others. Aspire instead to accept yourself with all of your frailties and failings. This leads to a compassionate appreciation of oneself and others. Your character is formed not by one big choice, but by 1,000 little choices made every day, by 1,000 little instances in which you choose to care or not, by 1,000 little opportunities to be generous or not. You have 1,000 chances every day in speech and thought to choose between forgiving and condemning. Forgive others their failings and forgive your failures to do so. And you will find this leads to that compassionate appreciation you are aspiring to. This passage is entitled Transition. No matter how carefully crafted or lovingly composed, no matter how inspiring or inspired, words can do no more than point the way. Not fixing on the words too firmly makes it easier to look beyond them at the realities they represent, like children's drawings. There is a temptation to fix one's focus on words and ideas. This is the temptation to worship graven images while ignoring living realities. This is not a dismissal of words and ideas. This is seeing the realities behind them. As we grow more loving, we grow more careful not to disrupt. We do not tear down, but come instead to more compassionate appreciations. As we grow, we simply set some things lovingly aside, as one does the playthings of childhood one has outgrown, as one does the ideas and understandings of childhood. This passage is entitled Foundations. The foundation upon which all else is built is caring. All else is secondary. Our understandings will change. Our conceptions will evolve. All manifestations and all creations will pass away in time. The one constant is the caring of beings for one another. There is no other motivation that is so divine. There is no other state of being that makes anything meaningful. That one thing, caring, gives rise to all other things wonderful, inspires creativity and endeavor. Without that one thing, there is no purpose or meaning to anything. Caring is often painful and difficult, and it is priceless. Where there is caring, there is life. Where there is no caring, there is no life. Without caring, existence can be no more than empty pleasures and pain. Without caring, there can be no joy, no appreciation, no gifts given, and none received. Whenever I become confused about what is what, I come back to this. It does not matter what I think I do or do not understand. What matters is if I am caring. If I am, then I have a firm foundation. All may be imaginary. All may be an illusion. I may not know or understand anything with certainty. It does not matter. I will know each tree by the fruit it bears. And if I am caring, my words and actions, my creations and endeavors will be fruit that is born of a good tree. This passage is entitled, Nothing Small. Those who would be great are least of all. Those who are faithful in all the little things discover there is nothing small or unimportant. When you look upon with caring and concern, that is important. When you inspire another, when you offer encouragement, that is important. Things like being considerate in little ways are not little at all. Things like patience, things like kindness, turn out to be anything but small. They turn out to be so big there is no getting to the end of them. Our everyday troubles and how we deal with them, and how we deal with failing to deal with them well, are not just things we must get past. These are things we must go through, and through them learn and grow. These are not tests we pass or fail. These are the kind that teach us. If all we learn is patience, if all we learn is compassion, these are not small things. These are among the most important things in all of creation. There is nothing sacred they are not parts of. This passage is entitled Healing. Those aspects of ourselves that are sick and ineffectual, that are disruptive and disharmonious, are the parts of ourselves most in need of our patience and understanding, most in need of our nurturing. Gaining understanding is not the ultimate. Being understanding is. There are many tangles of confusion that do not need to be sorted out. They do not make sense, and there is no need to try to make sense out of them. When we are patient with our confusions, when we are understanding toward them, when we care about them, when we will hear them out for once, they often have a way of dissipating. These are aspects of ourselves that are not healed by reason or by reasoning, but by love and caring. As we learn to work this kind of healing on ourselves, we learn how to work this kind of healing on others. As we learn to work this kind of healing on others, we learn how to work this kind of healing on ourselves. The healing power is caring. Caring does not dismiss pain, try to hide, stop, or control pain. Caring appreciates the reality and the actuality of pain. The wonder and the irony is how often caring about alone is all that is needed to cure these ills. This passage is entitled Appreciation and Oblivion. I have been a person who loved things. The things I loved were words and ideas. I have been a person who did not appreciate the life around me or the life within me. I was a person who did not hear others, did not feel others, did not know others. I did not care about what others said, what others felt, what others were. I was a person who did not listen to myself, did not feel myself, did not know myself. I did not care about what I thought, what I felt, what I was. I have learned that what you care about, you become sensitive to, and what you do not care about, you will be oblivious to. What you care about, you come to appreciate. What you do not care about, you never recognize the meaning and value of. One does not start with understanding. Understanding comes last. One starts with caring about. This passage is entitled Realization. The farther you go in a direction, the easier it becomes to continue in that direction, whatever that direction might be. We do not learn to love all at once. We learn to love little by little and step by step. We are inspired to love, and we aspire to love. And when we fail to love, we must simply try again. You cannot stop condemning yourself as long as you are condemning others. You cannot stop condemning others as long as you are condemning yourself. Forgiveness of oneself and forgiveness of others, neither can come first, but are found as one by those who seek forgiveness as a state of being. We do not learn to forgive all at once. We learn to forgive little by little and step by step. We are inspired to forgive, and we aspire to forgive. And when we fail to forgive, we must simply try again. This passage is entitled Walking on Water. Despite the many answers to my many prayers, despite the truth I have been shown that is, to me, self-evident, and despite the light that has been granted me, I do not have certain knowledge. I do not look for certainties to hold on to. I accept uncertainty and have faith. I do not allow uncertainty to paralyze me with the fear of being wrong. I accept my uncertainty, and I accept my fear, and I step out upon the water in faith and discover that my faith is more certain than all else. This passage is entitled My Confession. My failures have been many. My failings are many still. I wish that I were better, so I could better be of service. But I present myself as I am before my Heavenly Father, and before you. I cannot be an example of perfection, but perhaps I can be an example to others who have failed and to others who have failings. To them, I can speak words of hope born of personal experience. This is Kim Schaefer, author of the Passageways series. If you have enjoyed this recitation, I hope you will subscribe to our podcast and tell others about it. If you would take the time to leave a review in the iTunes store, that would also be appreciated. If you would like more information about the Passageways series, you can find us on the web at amidst.org, amidst.org. This broadcast has incorporated texts copyright Kim Schaefer, 1975 to 2007. All rights reserved.